Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy, and the messenger is here. I hope that you're all doing well on this new moon in Virgo. New moon for the mutable signs, but the new moon is right opposite Saturn. So just energetically speaking, if you're hoping to accomplish something, it's not the right time. Mercury may be direct now, still in Leo, but it's not a good time. There's a lot of illusion, a lot of lies, deception, illusion, and not seeing clearly. So any answers you're getting, if you're asking, are no. The road is blocked, the road is closed, my dear friends. And we are entering eclipse time with this new moon, as the full moon will be an eclipse. The full moon in Pisces, which will be in the opposite sign to the new moon now. Let's see what the Karma Dharma brings, as we will be taking the mythic oracle to see what the gods have got to say, because whatever's going up there is being reflected down here, and there is a war of the gods up there. That is a certainty as we see it happening here, reflecting on our 3D reality. Let's see what the Karma Dharma is today on this new moon in Virgo. Unfortunately, my dear Virgos, it's not an easy new moon. It's your only new moon of the year, but it's not the time. Okay, a lot needs to change. Venus is on the south node in Libra. Saturn and Neptune. They are opposite this new moon, and the eclipse in a couple of weeks, the full moon eclipse in Pisces will be amongst Neptune and Saturn. Let's see what the Karma Dharma is at this time. And sure. Okay, Saturn, good old Uncle Saturn says no. There's a lot of karma that needs to be worked through. The taskmaster is here. There are blockages, limitations. There are rules and regulations. The taskmaster and the lord of karma, Saturn, even though he's retrograde, giving us some ability to move forward, with what we're hoping to achieve, right? The way he's aspected now with the eclipses and with the the eclipse is happening on the same axis as where Saturn is and Neptune. Neptune is the dream, Saturn is reality. Let's see what the messenger brings us today. Capricorn is very highlighted as Pluto has retrograded now back from Aquarius and into Capricorn. There's still unfinished business that needs to be taken care of. And Uranus in Taurus has gone back as well. So it's a lot to do with the past, going back, even though Mercury is direct. He's still on in his shadow phase, so transiting over the degrees that he retrograded over. So everything is about timing, and there's a reason for everything that is going on. Okay, let's see what's going on. Dear Spirit, what is going on? 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, Queen of Swords. So relative to our wishes and our dreams and the picket fence, the happy family, the happiness within a home, within our emotional state, we've got the Queen of Swords. It's about clearing out. It's about speaking truthfully. This is Libra energy, and this is where Venus is sitting on the south node, which is what we need to break away from. There are some chains that are holding us back. Capricorn, right, it can also be vices and any substances that we take to escape a certain situation. The 9 of Cups is also that. I can't handle the situation. It's too difficult for me, so I'm looking to another way to escape, to make myself feel good, to not deal with the situation, right? So this is a card of karma and returning back to a certain situation that we need to revisit, maybe think, look at more clearly if that is a possibility. because there's so much confusion going on, so much fantasy. And the devil can speak to secret love affairs, it can speak to obligations, restrictions, timing, but also blockages, right? Pluto at the last degree of Capricorn is still needing to finish up with that area of our charts. Where is Capricorn for you? Which house does it rule in your own chart? Because it feels as though we are dealing with past situations with all the outer planets that are retrograde right now. It's the back returning, the past returning back so that we could do the work, says Kronos, says Saturn. So this is something very unhealthy, something that we feel drawn towards, something that makes us feel good. This is the Nine of Cups, which is, I'm going to do what makes me feel good. I want to escape a situation. But you tend to find yourself in the same old cycle again and again. We see the chains here. So karma needs to be worked out and released. But Saturn is saying right now, more work needs to be done. Yep, a lot to do with love, a lot to do with relationships, as Venus in Libra. Libra is about relationships, all sorts, whether it's business partnerships or family or friends. There are choices that need to be made. This is a card of Gemini, right? Gemini is where Jupiter and Mars is. Mars is at the last degree of Gemini. So we're needing to make adjustments in our life, surely. We've got Pluto and Aquarius in a difficult aspect to Mars in Gemini. Right? Remember, Gemini is the sign ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is in Leo. Matters to do with the heart, with our children, with our creative expression, whatever we're giving birth to, whether it is something creative, or because Leo is the heart and it's flirtation, it's fun, it's risk-taking. But Mars being at that 29th degree, we've got Neptune at 29 Pisces, we've got Pluto at 29 Capricorn, we've got Mars at 29 Gemini, right? And there's something that we're not seeing, because this new moon, which is a new seed that we're planting, yes it is, we need to look at the bigger cycle as well of 6 months, because a new moon is not only a cycle that ends in 28 days until the next new moon. We could also say in 2 weeks until the full moon, which will be in the opposite sign of Pisces, where Saturn and Neptune is. Right? And a full moon is something being shown to us, but remember, it's in the sign of Pisces. So we've given unconditionally, we've sacrificed, but there needs to be a release, a letting go, because Mars in a difficult square to Neptune, it could be very much about illness, physical illness, emotional, psychological illness. We're feeling lethargic, like I'm ready to give up. I don't have the energy, I don't have the will, I don't have the drive, and I've lost my direction. I don't know what to do right now, and that's how we're feeling on this new moon. But we need to look at the bigger picture, which will be the obviously the full moon that will happen in the Pisces season next year, which will also be an eclipse. So lots of choices. We see the lovers here, and they're on the Nine of Cups, which is, getting together, connecting, getting intimate with someone that we feel is our twin flame. What's going on with family, right? 10 of Cups and then going back to the 9, right? That's like going backwards, isn't it? Because choices need to be made. We know that this is, of course, a divine union, divine partnership, a blessed union. Many times it is a twin flame card, we can say, but there are great similarities between this card and that card. So the devil and the lovers, we see the couple here, they're chained by obligations, restrictions, and karma. Maybe this is a release of a second relationship, a past relationship, so that we can have what we feel is our wish fulfillment. We need to do the clearing out. We need to be logical. Right now there is no logic. There's sheer madness. So we could say like it's like a tug of war between logic and madness. People are losing it. People are acting totally out of whack. It's understandable, as I said, there's a war going up there in the sky. There's a war going on from the gods, which is reflected down here to us. So we all feel it, we all know it, we all see it, unless we're blind and don't want to look at it, because it's like not wanting to acknowledge that that we're like in a war now, collectively, personally. And we see the wars, right? The wars don't have to be country with country. It could be between relationships, between partners, between parents and children. It's understandable, but we need to be strong. We need to continue. We need to make sure that we're doing things for ourselves. And I'm not talking about, not worrying about the others in our lives, because they obviously affect us energetically. Doesn't matter how happy the individual is, if they're surrounded by an environment that's sick, ill, psychologically wanting to escape, not wanting to see clearly, living in their own little bubble. It's like sort of talking to a brick wall. So some people are just switching off because they cannot handle the pressure right now. And decisions are very hard to make, because this is a head over heart decision. Remember, this new moon is in the sign of Virgo, which is logic. It's the left linear brain. It's practical matters. It's physical matters. It's discerning. It's seeing things more clearly, if there is a possibility to do that, because this new moon is opposite Saturn. It's opposite Neptune. And Mercury, which rules Virgo, the ruling planet of this new moon, is still in Leo. And is in a good aspect to Chiron from Aries. So we're looking for a resolution, a revelation, and some healing. Okay, because we're looking into that open wound, possibly through speaking out loud. Sometimes people are going to, right now, because of the pressure, Spirit is saying be patient, be quiet, take some time out to meditate. And people are not listening to that because they don't understand the energies. And what they're doing is they're going head in first and finding a closed door and getting a big no. Because there is a lot of madness in the air right now. I suppose everything needs to happen in the way it's meant to happen. We've got a couple of sixes here, and sixes do speak to balance. But remember, we don't read reversals. So the Six of Pentacles is a very karmic card for me. It reminds me of justice. We do see the scales here. This is the Libran energy. Remember, Venus is now on the South Node and opposing the North Node. So us, which is Libra, is a little bit, there's a lot of karma going around right now. And Lilith is there as well. And she feels a sense of injustice. What someone's been giving to others has not been giving to Venus, let's say. So she feels very unjust and treated very unfairly. And Venus, we've all got Venus somewhere in our charts. Venus is peace, fairness, justice, self-worth and value. So maybe someone's somewhere putting out other fires and not, we're not talking about it literally, even though, yes, this could be happening, as it is a time of fire with the North Node in Aries, right? Aries, which is a Mars-ruled sign. And, of course, with Mars that rules Aries, right, being at that last critical degree and squaring over to Neptune, hopefully the rain will come and put out those fires. And what I mean by that, literally and metaphorically, Neptune is the god of the seas. And of course, water puts out fire. But the fire could be put out through communication, through logic, or through maybe not even being logic, sort of losing our marbles and stepping into a situation that will get the ball rolling. We're up against the eclipses. Things need to be eclipsed from our lives, whether it's a thought, it's a person, it's a situation. If you're not able to understand the energies and take back your energy and revolve around yourself right now and do the work, know that it's not a time of this new moon, okay, planting a seed. Right now, the seed may be getting planted, but it's not a time of reaping the rewards. There needs to be more work done. There's still karma that needs to be released. And this is like a card of justice, as I said. It's like, being reciprocating. Here we've got the Lovers, and here we've got a divorcee, Queen of Swords, which could be a past partner. So, as I said, someone could be in another situation putting out other fires that they need to tend to first, and therefore you may feel left out in the cold. It's all divine timing. It's all like a huge orchestra that needs to come together for the finale. The peak point, that would be the eclipses. So that's where we're at right now. Gemini and the Page of Swords. The messenger is here. This could be someone spying on you. This could be a messenger that is coming in relative to someone talking about going through a separation, a divorce, needing to pay money out. This could be an ending of a family situation, a happy period in one's life, let's say. Anyway, something that's run its course and has come to an end, because this turns into the Ace. Now remember, Mars at the last degree of Gemini. This is a Gemini card, and it's squaring over to Neptune. Don't believe everything you're told. Don't believe anything you're told right now. Do not believe anything that someone tells you right now. It's a facade. It's rose-colored glasses. You're not seeing clearly. Someone's being deceptive with you. There's a lot of pressure that someone's going on, that is under a lot of pressure here. And this may not be verbalized at this time. But what may be verbalized at this time is, I'm not in a good place, leave me alone. So don't force the truth. Don't force decisions. It's not a time for decisions now. No way. Virgo, take small steps. We're going back. We're looking at the past. We're waiting for Mercury on the 9th to enter Virgo, its rulership. Is it the 9th or is it the 6th? I forget. Let me just check for you. Yeah, it's on the 9th, as I thought. And, even the sun is going to come up to oppose. The moon, moves faster. We know a new moon is sun and moon at the 11th degree there, 11th, 12th degree of Virgo. So for the mutable signs, it's a tough time. So Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Gemini are under the thumb of Saturn right now, dear friends. It's work we need to do. It is work that we need to do. So maybe some truths will be revealed. I would say more so coming up to the eclipse, because the eclipse is right. It's the full moon on the 18th is when things that were hidden, because the moon doesn't hold its own light, the sun will reflect the light, the truth, onto the moon. And the moon, of course, remember, speaks to where we reside. It's our emotions. It's our personal, private life. Right? The moon is where we reside. It could be anything to do with a mother, with motherhood, with nurturing, with past situations. And we've got another page, a page of cups here. So Pisces energy coming through. We've got the Ace of Wands. It's like there's a desire to flirt, to have fun, to apologize, to connect. There's a great desire, but there are lots of, here is the thief. There's something that is unreal, something that is not true, something that we're not seeing clearly, we're not being told the truth. All these are energies that are coming through. There's a death process going on that we don't know about. We don't know about. This could be the person that you're hoping to communicate, to connect with. There's a metamorphosis. Scorpio is here. Pluto goes back to Capricorn. So maybe this could be the last couple of months until November 1920, when Pluto is going to return back to Aquarius. Aquarius is all about the truth, right? It's all about getting detached, how we communicate. It's our higher mind. It's the higher perspective, seeing things from the sky, having that bigger picture. Right now, it feels as though we need to go back. There's unfinished business here. So the road is right now, it's closed. It's not our time, dear Virgos. And I know there's a few Virgos here. I'm going to say also to the mutable signs, it's not time yet. What you're wanting to manifest, and this is generally speaking for most people, because I'm going to say for everyone. Why? Because we all have those mutable areas in our own personal birth chart. So something's going through a death process. Jupiter and Pluto. Interesting. What is true, the wisdom, the knowledge, the information, and what is hidden. There's a lot of karma, big endings going on, big endings, things needing to finish up. As I said, Pluto, last visit in Capricorn, will enter Aquarius. Look at that area of your chart and see where Pluto is finishing up the story since 2008. What's been going on for you? You keep falling back into that cycle. Something was very difficult to let go of, and Pluto's doing his work like clockwork, slowly but fundamentally. Big fundamental changes for all of us, dear friends. Divine timing, I'm going to say. We see a lot of anger, a lot of truths having, and this could also speak to legalities in the past. Someone's been going through some legal situation that they're keeping under wraps here. There's a lot of anger and frustration here, I'm going to say. Let's see what the Lenormand says. And I want to thank my beautiful patrons for the support and their love always. I will be starting today the love readings for the individual signs. So stay put. You'll have them in the next few days. As most of you know, I did have a health crisis recently, and that sort of took me back. So thank you. He's doing just fine, much better. Thank you for your messages of quick recovery and healing, and I'm sending my best wishes to all of you that need that right now, and a special big embrace and hug to Margarita. If you're listening, Margarita, quick healing for you, my darling. Let's see what's going on. Virgo is the house of healing and taking those practical steps and doing those checkups, going to the doctor, whatever doesn't feel right, go and see a doctor. I mean, this could be a surgeon, okay? This could be a surgeon. Just make sure that even though Mercury is direct and you may get some information, it could be not true. Get a second opinion, because there's a lot of illusion still going on. Let's see what's going on. What does the messenger bring us today? We've got, the clover, which is a moment of a sudden opening and a moment of luck. It could speak to communication, or you're hearing something off the grapevine. There's something to do with communication and talking with others, connecting with a group of people, learning something that works out in your favor, learning this from someone else. This could be excitement, but it could also be stress. Remember, now Uranus has retrograded, and Mercury is going to bring us news that's going to be very sudden and shocking and surprising in the coming days, even now, because Mercury is connecting for a third time from Leo over to Taurus. Leo, Taurus fixed signs, they're getting, especially in the fixed areas of our chart, we're getting a surprise. Something was going on in July, then in August when they connected twice. This is the last time, Mercury and Uranus. So the left linear brain and the right side of the brain, this is them working together. There's going to be a revelation, a tower moment, right? Some truths coming out. Is that going to be excitement or is that going to be stress? It feels like there may be some support, because the bear is like responsibility. It is a very strong Mars in Aries energy, which speaks to power and leadership and strength. So someone needing to be the warrior, right? Someone needing to take charge. This is leadership. And of course, the bear does remind me of, it's like the sun in Leo, right? So leaders, people who hold leadership positions. It could be because there is some support here, yes. And we see that there's loyalty. So I like this, even though the bear is a number 15. This could be saying that there will be excitement, there will be a moment of revelation, some excitement, because we see that there's transition towards, this is like those who are loyal to a certain cause, situation, because these two cards are very similar. They're very lucky. There's a transition, there's movement forward. As long as we stay loyal, we stay on track. There is some support through others, some good news coming in, I would say. Let's take on the Page of Swords, which we know holds the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords could be a double-edged sword. It could go either way. I like that we've got, as a general energy, the Page of Cups. This is like, let's meet up, let's talk. Maybe this offer is going to come in unexpectedly. I don't know if because of responsibilities, because of some karma, someone's not able to accept at this time. To me here, it feels like there is a possibility of reciprocity, but things still need to be cleared out. They need to go through clearing right now. Let's see. We've got melancholy. We've got falsita. Something is false, you see. Then we've got jealousy and regrets. It's the Eight of Swords, where someone feels blocked. Someone's perception is telling them I'm imprisoned and I'm blocked. But the amica is harmony and pleasantness and help. We've got the Ten of Cups, the Constanza, and we've got the Bambino. So what these cards are telling me, yes, it's not the right time. We're still dealing with a poison. The Il Nemico is like the Scorpio energy, which is saying the snake, the enemy, the animosity is going away. It's like he's trying to hide, like the Seven of Swords. Very similar for me. And it's a number 11. It's all about justice. It could speak to karma. 11 is an open portal. It is the Justice card. It could speak to legalities as well, because someone is fantasizing about a metamorphosis, about a deep connection, about a lightness of being, about expansion, growth, peace, tranquility, abundance, right? But we've still got the blockage here of the animosity and the negative energy, the poison, to be released. What is that? It's competitive, because here we see that it's like right now there's distrust, there's melancholy, there's depression, and there's a perception of I'm blocked, this is not going to happen, I've got regrets, I shouldn't have done this like this, I should have done this like that. But we've got the amica and the harmony, which can bring the Ten of Cups, Constanza, staying on track, and the Bambino. So yes, children can be in the picture, can be the the reason for responsibilities and blockages and limitations, because remember, Capricorn is the elder, it's the wiser, it's the elder, it's he who holds the power, it's he who needs to put in extra effort and be responsible and wait, be patient. Remember, it's cardinal earth. Cardinal earth is initiation, new beginnings, but slowly, strategically, and being grounded and not being airy-fairy and up in the air. So we will have some understanding of what's going on, why the energies are stuck, because we do see stuck energies. But we will have a lot of revelations and a lot of information coming in very, very soon, and coming up to that eclipse, that full moon in Pisces. Remember, Pisces is the 12th natural house, and it does speak to release, endings, things going on behind the scenes, dealing with foreigners and long distance, people that are at a long distance, with immigrants, with immigration. I mean, on a worldly level, it's just crazy right now, especially in preparation for the elections in the US, and with what's going on with the wars in the world. It's just crazy right now. What did I want to say? Mars is going to, because as I said, the mutable signs, even though Jupiter, which is in Gemini and helping the mutable signs, obviously, but we've still got that square of Jupiter over to Saturn, right? Jupiter wants to expand, explore, go on that adventure, travel, do business, take a chance, do business. Right now, Saturn is saying, no, it ain't happening. And this will be playing out on a bigger cycle all the way up until mid-year next year. So even though Gemini has been blessed with Jupiter, it's a very important time, dear Gemini, for you, because it's like Saturn is saying there's more work to be done. Next year you will have you will reap the rewards. Next year. And I feel it's quite similar for generally speaking, for the mutable signs. Now it's Mars is going to enter going to enter Cancer, and Mars will be there for some months because he's going to retrograde through Cancer and through Leo. I just wanted to say that. So I'll be talking more about, the Mars retrograde and his stay in Cancer, which will affect the cardinal signs, Cancer, Capricorn, and of course Libra and Aries. The cardinal signs are not out of the woods with the eclipses happening there. Look, it's not easy for anyone right now, my dear friends, not easy for anyone. But let's see what the gods say. Let's see what the gods and the heroes, what do they want to reiterate and advise to us right now? And it's the 3rd of September today, 3rd of September 2024. What do the gods want us to know, and what is the advice? I'm going to say also this. Looking upon the numbers here, 3, 29, 18, 2, 12, and 15, you can add those numbers up as well. So a 15 obviously would be a 6. I'll leave the adding up to you, but what I see here is number 3 is the Empress. We're wanting to expand, explore. We've been very patient. We see the divine feminine, or the nurturing yin energy, whoever holds that. Number 29, which equals an 11, she feels like a sense of injustice, and that would be Lilith on Venus in Libra and on the South Node, right? And I just wanted to point out also that the Vesta, the asteroid Vesta, which is a divine goddess, the Vestal Virgin, she's also there in Libra. So, sorry, not in Libra, on this new moon. On this new moon in Virgo. So what have we been investing in, and what are we going to keep investing in? That's what we need to look at, and that's what this new moon should show us in the next couple of days. Send out your wishes to Spirit, of course, as I always say, but wait till you can see that little new moon glyph in a couple of days, on the 3rd night. So count where you're living. Okay, on the third night we could see that new glyph in the sky, that new little moon cusp in the sky. Send your wishes out to spirit then. And here I see 29 is also very much about that 29th anaretic degree. We feel as though it's hard to move forward, right? There's a lot of frustration. And then we've got number 9. This is like the hermit going back into our cave, looking for the inner light. Right? Remember, retrogrades do speak about the energies going inwards. And of course, the lunar eclipse is going to be an emotional, it's going to be a full moon. So more about our emotions, not so much about our environment, until 2 weeks later when we have that new moon in Libra, which is a solar eclipse. That's when we're going to start to see what's going on there. Right? What's going on in our environment. Number 2 is the high priestess, the third person. Trust your intuition, that things may be blocked off right now, but spirit is like saying, even though you're feeling as though you want to throw in the hat and let go and release. Of course, that's different for each of us, depends on our own birth chart. Trust your intuition, that not all is as seems. And we've got a 12 here, which is very much like Pisces. Things are unclear, even though we may be trying to communicate. It's as though we can't get the point across. It's like we can't see clearly, therefore we cannot understand. It's very, very hard. Remember what I said, Mars at the 29th from Gemini squaring over to Neptune, retrograde in Pisces. All right, so there's a lot of confusion and illusion, but we should have some clarity at some point, moving towards that second part of September. And we've got number 15, which is needing to be responsible, right? It adds up number 6. It's the lovers. So choices, responsibility, third parties as well. Let's see what the gods speak to here. 14, 23, 26, 29. 35 equals an 8. 8 is the infinity symbol. It's the strength card in Leo. Confidence, strength, matters of heart, risk-taking, the inner child, trust in your higher self, your abilities, trust in taking leadership. Let's see what the gods say. We've got Chiron and healing, and that's what may be coming through. Because Chiron is, remember, the centaur, it is the key. Chiron is placed in Aries and is in good aspect to Mercury. Now the healing may come, the information may come to you, whatever healing that is, whether it's through communication or perception or the way you someone perceives something, what's spoken about, what's written, what's communicated, could bring the healing, as Mercury is going to step into Virgo, which is a sign of healing. And the initial sign, well, Chiron was associated with Virgo before Mercury was given to Virgo. So, Chiron and Virgo have got a very strong affiliation. Virgo is the natural 6th house. So there is a possibility of healing. We've got a 10 here. 3, 7 equals a 10, which equals an ace. But remember also, Chiron is the open wound. It could speak to healing that is necessary to happen. That is the ability that we're looking for. But remember also that the North Node is in Aries. So someone needs to be confident. Someone needs to initiate a new beginning for healing to take place. Now, the healing could be psychological, emotional, physical. But remember that Chiron was also someone, half man, half horse. So there are issues where self-worth is concerned, matters pertaining to physical, psychological, emotional health. We will be looking at that as the eclipses for the next couple of years, with this first initial eclipse on the axis Pisces Virgo. The next couple of years we'll be dealing with matters such as these. And I do feel that it could be a wound relative to the child, to our childhood, to past lifetimes as well. Whether it's for you or whether it's another person, a person you're dealing with. So we'll come out of that at some point. Right now we're dealing with an open wound. We cannot put a band-aid on it, my dear friends. This needs to happen in the correct way. Let's see. Chiron is a centaur, a creature that is half man and half horse. He was born of the union between Kronos, that's Saturn, appearing as a horse, and the nymph Philyra. He is very wise and a great teacher to many heroes, including Achilles, Hercules, and Peleus. Chiron was also known as a great healer, but one day by accident he was shot in the thigh by one of the poisonous arrows of Hercules and was unable to heal himself. There's also an affiliation of Chiron and Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is a centaur as well. Being immortal, he could not die, but he existed in great pain, so he made a bargain with Zeus to give up his immortal life for the life of Prometheus, who had been hung upside down, having his liver eaten for stealing fire and giving it to man. Now, of course, Mercury was the messenger, and he was assigned helping Zeus to release Prometheus from being, hanging upside down. And think about that, like the hanging man, right? Very similar to the hanging man. So the Pisces energy comes through very strongly. A lot of karma. Pisces is karma, but it's also divine will, divine source, and God. So Chiron was then placed in the sky as the constellation Sagittarius. So you see, everything is connected. Let's look at the message. All healing requires a sacrifice of some kind. We must give up what is keeping us bound in pain, which is usually tied up with what is keeping us bound in comfort. And that is the South Node in Libra, feeling comfortable being in union, whether the union is equal or not. Remember, a cross is the North Node in Aries, which is I, me, my. This is what we need to focus on. If we're not receiving the Libra, right, the equal reciprocating relationship, whatever relationship union this is, then we need to look at the I, me, my, to be whole within ourselves, right? So comfort zone is the South Node, discomfort is the North Node, which is Aries, and Mars, that's going to be in Cancer, which is a cardinal water sign. Emotional changes that will be back and forth because he'll be retrograding. He'll be retrograding between Cancer and Leo, so it's all about the heart. It's all about the inner child, right? And then we'll be looking at, because Mars will be squaring off to the North Node from Cancer. So we've got a lot of work to do still, right? It's connected to the past, Cancer. Sometimes it feels harder to give up the old comfortable thoughts and beliefs that are actually keeping us miserable, rather than ridding ourselves of those self-destructive patterns and being happy and healthy. Yeah, remember that, of course, Pisces, where Saturn is about substances, taking something to escape a situation, right? It's about bad habits. And of course, self-destructive patterns. That's the Virgo Pisces also energy. If you've drawn this card, healing is necessary in your life now. Whether it is physical, mental, or emotional, it is essential right now to pinpoint what aspects of your life are in need of balance. This may relate to work, health, or relationships, and you may need to make some active changes in these areas in order to bring them back into an essential personal state of inner balance. It may be necessary to look over your life and the aspects of it you have not yet owned. So we need to own aspects of our life, aspects that we need to be truthful about and not wear those rose-colored glasses. It may be necessary to undergo a deep emotional release so that you are able to facilitate acceptance and forgiveness. The assistance of a counselor of some sort may aid you in this process. Alternatively, there are many books that may be of great assistance to you. Above all, this is a time of healing for you. It is Chiron who informs us that the greatest gifts we impart to the world come from our greatest wounds. Through the process of healing, you can learn about the inherent gifts that exist within you and make the heroic choice to use your gifts for the greater good of all. The decision to be a healthy person is the greatest gift you can offer the world. The decision to be a healthy person is the greatest gift you can offer the world. So that's what it's all about. Chiron. Now remember, Chiron was a centaur, not allowed within the walls of the city. So there's a sense of feeling left out in the cold, feeling left out, not being good enough, being weird, being different, being the individual. Remember, Uranus does speak to the maverick and being different. So now with Uranus turning back, Uranus could be a little bit stressful and wonky and crazy, and he is going back. But he's in good connection with Pluto in Capricorn. So we've got divine source help. We will have help. We've spoken about this on the analysis for September through Patreon. So if you're interested in more, do join us. Tier 3 would be it, if you're wanting to know about the astrology of the whole month. So thank you for connecting with us today. And we do see the baby here, and the baby is a brand new cycle. It's about purity, it's about trust, and it's about new beginnings, right? But there's something to do with needing to let go of the distrust, needing to let go of the negativity. Whatever we surround ourselves with is what we manifest. What we think we will attract, we do attract. So if you're thinking negative, you need to heal that. That is a big open wound that's showing itself to you right now and saying, the more you think healthy, you think happy, and you think positively, that is what you will attract. All right? So, all right, my dear friends, thank you for connecting with us. And I don't know if I'll be able to do the twin flame soulmate connection reading tomorrow, because I want to deliver the individual love readings for Patreon. So I'm going to say we might do it once I've completed those. So make sure you're subscribed, you're commenting, you're helping the channel by, of course, liking. It does help the channel a lot. And if you're subscribed and you're notified, make sure so that you know when the next love reading will be up. So I think, yes, if you're listening to this message, tomorrow I will be busy doing the Patreon love readings. So maybe Friday, I'll let you know. Randomly, I will be back. So love and light, my dear friends. Wishing you all well. Thank you so much.